Smriti Sharma of Plus One Arts welcome you all. Today, we all have gathered here for awareness session on entrepreneurship. Today we have Mr. Atipriya Mangas. He is a business blaster coach and global advisory member in Punjabi Chamber in Commerce. He has extensively worked in all the facets of management with specialization in the fields of leadership development, organizational behavior and employee engagement. And we also have among Dr. Harmeet Singh, who is working as Assistant Professor and Deputy Director IPR Cell at City University. He got his bachelor's and master's degree in computer application. I feel honored that I was given this opportunity to speak about you both. Once again, we welcome you all from the core of our heart. Now, I request Mr. Atipriya to come to advise and guide the students. Please, sir.
Smriti, mic.
Hello. Hi, good afternoon everyone.
Good afternoon.
Sorry for keeping you wait for so long and sorry for the technical glitch that you had to face. But welcome to this session. So before we start with this session, I would just like to ask which class is sitting over here? Arts and Commerce. Okay. So do you know what this session is all about? Okay. So today we are organizing Entrepreneurship Awareness Program, and this we are doing in collaboration with Startup Punjab. Right. Now we'll go through certain slides and we'll be having certain activities also for you. But before we actually proceed further, I have my colleague with me, Dr. Harmeet, who is an expert in patent, and Ms. Apurva, along with the support of Tangri sir. So we are over here to guide you about the entrepreneurship and how you can be innovative. So for this particularly, I would like to thank the management of the entire school for letting us give this opportunity so that we can interact with each other. Now before we actually begin with this session, do you guys know that what entrepreneurship is actually all about, or who is an entrepreneur? Do you guys have an idea about it? Kisi ko pata hai? Okay, let's do one thing. We'll keep this session interactive. Okay, so let's start interacting with each other. You don't need to feel shy about anything. And yes, if you feel that something you are not able to understand, or if you feel that you are getting bored or something, please do let us know, because we have many fun elements with us. And we are pretty much sure that at the end of the session, you guys will love the session and you guys will actually learn something out of it. So okay, so before we actually begin with it, I would like to tell you, Himanshu, lights off kar do. Ek light off kar do. Okay, so I hope that the screen is visible to everyone? Yes, sir. All right. So see, these are the learning outcomes that we are going to cover in the session. The session is going to be a bit long, so please bear with us for that. But yes, it's going to be fun and interactive for you. So we are going to understand about the entrepreneurship. We are going to understand what is the startup ecosystem in India. Then we'll understand about the innovation, and we'll understand what is the support system which government is providing to the India. Now, I asked you before the beginning of the session that do you guys know who is an entrepreneur or what is an entrepreneurship? Does anyone know about it? You guys are comfortable in English? Yes. Okay. You can either reply in English, Hindi, Punjabi. उसके अलावा कोई language आती है वो मुझे नहीं आती, sorry. But yes, please try to answer this. Does anyone know who is an entrepreneur? किसी को पता है entrepreneur क्या होता है? कौन होता है entrepreneur? Anyone? Yes, please.
An entrepreneur is those persons which start their own business. Entrepreneur यही है कि जो अपना business अपने आप start करते हैं और एक तो अपने आप के लिए employment opportunities ये कर रहे हैं, और जो startup पंजाब है वो भी बहुत सारे opportunities देते हैं. तो entrepreneur यही है कि जो अपना business खुद start करता है.
Nice. Anyone else? No one? Okay. Okay, first of all, let's clap for this girl, please. Thank you. Let's now understand, means who is actually an entrepreneur. So, I'm going to show you a small video, right? And from that video, you just get a glimpse of being an entrepreneur.
What does it mean to be an entrepreneur? In a world of inaction, over-promising and under-delivering. Every second, man seems to claim himself an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur is someone that would never call himself an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur is someone that is happy to work while all others are out partying. An entrepreneur's drug is success. He is addicted to success. And finally, the entrepreneur knows one simple fact. I will make it, maybe not immediately, but absolutely and definitely.
So did you guys get an idea? Now see, who is actually an entrepreneur? Now, means my friend over here, she said that an entrepreneur is someone who starts a business, right? But there is a very thin line between an entrepreneur and a businessman, right? Now see, when you start a business, you actually start a business for profit. Exactly, thank you. But when you start an entrepreneurship or when you start a startup, you don't look out for the profit at the very beginning. You try to look out for some solution for the market, right? Do you guys use Ola or Uber? Yes. What does an Uber do? It helps you get a taxi, right? So you can transport from one place to another, right? What does Swiggy do? Food delivery, right? So before this Ola or Uber was there, was it easy for you to order food from your home? Right? There was only one or two apps, like Domino's were there or some other, like McDonald's was there, right? Through which also you need to first pick up the phone, give them the order on telephone. But now with these apps, you can directly place the orders right from your fingertip. So what has it done? There was the problem. And these apps came up with the solution for that. The problem was the delivery of the food at your home. And what did the founders of this app came up with? They came up with a solution that, let's create an app which would help the customer get the food delivered to his home right with the swipes of some fingers. Similarly, you pick up any startup venture. Every startup or every entrepreneur, they have come up with a solution. And we'll, learn about this in the coming slides. So, the key point over here for an entrepreneur is that the entrepreneurs, they don't see the risk, they see the rewards. When it comes to the entrepreneur, an entrepreneur needs to have certain traits. Now these traits, which which are being shown on the slides over here, these traits are not required to be gained by the birth only. You can develop these traits in you. Everyone does it. So an entrepreneur needs to be creative and he should be passionate about the venture that he is traveling. He should be self-motivated. He should be optimistic about it. He should be future-oriented, flexible, because an entrepreneur has very limited resources with him. Have you seen any entrepreneur, with huge rounds of funding at the initial stage of his startup? Everyone starts from the scratch and then slowly and steadily they build up their empire. And for building up the empire, you need to be very, very flexible with the resources that you have, right? And then the most important thing is that he should be adventurous and decisive. Now this guy, who this guy is? Who is this guy? I was getting some other reply from the back end. Who is this guy? Steve Jobs. Who was he? Founder of Apple, right? Is Apple an innovative company? Is Apple an innovative company? Okay, how many of you feel that Apple is an innovative company? Please raise your hands. Okay, one, only one, two, three, four. Okay, which is the other innovative company? Is Samsung an innovative company? How many of you feel Samsung is an innovative company? Okay, so mixed response. Let's hear it out from the man himself, what it means to be a successful entrepreneur.
I was lucky. I found what I loved to do early in life. Woz and I started Apple in my parents' garage when I was 20. We worked hard, and in 10 years, Apple had grown from just the two of us in a garage into a $2 billion company with over 4,000 employees. We just released our finest creation, the Macintosh, a year earlier, and I just turned 30. And then I got fired. How can you get fired from a company you started? What had been the focus of my entire adult life was gone, and it was devastating. I really didn't know what to do for a few months. I felt that I'd let the previous generation of entrepreneurs down. I was a very public failure, and I even thought about running away from the valley. But something slowly began to dawn on me. I still loved what I did.
We are going to make it or break it based on whether we can provide products to higher education and services and relationships to higher education that no one else provides. And I think we have to spend 100% of our time thinking about that. And if we can't do that, then we ought to go broke.
And so I decided to start over. I didn't see it then, but it turned out that getting fired from Apple was the best thing that could have ever happened to me. The heaviness of being successful was replaced by the lightness of being a beginner again, less sure about everything. It freed me to enter one of the most creative periods of my life. During the next 5 years, I started a company named Next, another company named Pixar, and fell in love with an amazing woman who would become my wife. I'm pretty sure none of this would have happened if I hadn't been fired from Apple. It was awful tasting medicine, but I guess the patient needed it. Sometimes life's going to hit you in the head with a brick. Don't lose faith. I'm convinced that the only thing that kept me going was that I loved what I did. You've got to find what you love. And that is as true for work as it is for your lovers. Your work is going to fill a large part of your life. And the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking and don't settle. So keep looking, don't settle.
So you see, Steve Jobs was fired from his own company, but did he give up? No, he bounced back. You know, that's the main trait of being an entrepreneur, because life of an entrepreneur is full, means with thorns over there. But ultimately you need to, means bounce back with some more innovative. And what he did, he founded 2 more companies, Next and Pixar. Today Pixar Animation is one of the most famous animated companies over there, right? And then ultimately he gained back the control of Apple by becoming the CEO again. And what he did after that, he brought innovative products into the market. Why? Because he understood that what customers actually demand. So for being an entrepreneur, you need to first understand the basic difference between an employee and entrepreneur. Now consider an employee. What does an employee do? An employee goes to the office, right? He punches out in the morning, attendance punch karta apna, right? He works out the entire day. Somewhere around 4 to 5, he punches out and then he goes back to his home. And the next day again, he wakes up in the morning, punches in, does his routine work, and then punches out and then goes back to his home. And every day the employee is doing same thing. That circle is, means it's not changing, it's becoming monotonous every day. Every day you are doing same task, you are doing same thing, you are just chasing one simple target which the organization has given to you. But an entrepreneur on the other hand, he grinds himself. He wakes up late at night. He keeps on pushing his limits so that, ultimately he could bring some change in the society. And because of, means vary this notion, today India has seen a tsunami of entrepreneurs. You must have seen, many startups rising out these days. Have you seen Shark Tank India? Yes. What happened after that? There was a wave of startups everywhere, right? Then Business Blaster came up. And meanwhile, means we are even attached with Niti Aayog, Government of India, for encouraging the startups, and we are also attached with Business Blasters. So we are on the advisory board of governments too. So what happens after that? When this swarm of entrepreneurs, this swarm of startups came, India today is the third largest country in the entire world which has most number of startups or entrepreneurs over here. Which is the city which has the most number of startups in India? Mumbai. Okay, or? Bangalore. Why Bangalore is the most preferred destination for startups? Do you have any idea about it? पंजाब से काफ़ी स्टार्टअप्स मूव करते हैं बैंगलोर में और गुड़गांव में वेंचर सेटअप करने के लिए. एंड व्हाई डज इट हैपन? Because of the strong bureaucratic system over there, because of the government support over there, because of the good infrastructure over there. That's why startups are moving over there. Bangalore, Gurgaon, Noida, they have co-working spaces for young entrepreneurs whereby they can sit and work for the entire day by just paying some minimum amount. And now, in order to means promote and boost up this ecosystem in Punjab region also, Punjab government, Startup Punjab, they have come up with so many amenities. I'll show you in the coming slides. They have come up with so many amenities through which you can even enjoy the same, or rather I should say even more benefits than the cities like Bangalore or Gurgaon are offering. And that's means the revolution which Punjab government is doing for building up the startup. In Punjab, do you know which city is becoming the next IT hub? Not Ludhiana. It's Mohali. Most of the industries, be it Infosys, be it Microsoft, be it IBM, they are setting up their ventures in Mohali. Most of the entrepreneurs are setting up their ventures in Mohali. Mohali has come up with many incubators and accelerators. Now what are these terms? We'll understand in the coming slide. Through which means you can reap out the benefits. Companies, means government initiatives like Startup Punjab, IM Mission Punjab, they have their own accelerator programs through which you can get the grant of even 3 lakhs by just submitting your idea. So government is supporting, but the only thing is that we need to understand means what government is doing for us. So now in order to, okay, do you know which this ministry is? Have you heard about this ministry? Department of Industrial Policy and Promotion. Now this ministry was established in order to monitor the startup ecosystem of India. Now this industry has defined one definition of the startup which says that startup is an entity, right? You are from commerce, you might be knowing what is an artificial person. Have you heard about artificial person? Yes. You must have studied about it. So which act controls this? Companies Act, right? 2013. Thank you. Now okay, in Companies Act, which is the section which has all the definitions? 4. Okay. And in 19, okay, and in all other acts, which is the section which has all the definitions? In any act. In any act, which is the one section which has all the definitions of the entire act in it? It's section 2. You pick up Income Tax Act, you pick up any other act, the section 2 gets all the definitions included in it. Now similarly, this DPIIT has come up with its own definition of startup. Why? Because it's very important. So now see what happens. In DPIIT also, they have defined it that startup is an entity registered in India. Number second, the annual turnover should not exceed 25 crores. So now, means the most important thing in this definition is this line, innovation. If you're not innovative enough, you cannot, means term your startup or venture as a startup over there. Now, okay, you must have studied in your 9th class. A human being has a life cycle? Yes, sir. What's the life cycle of a human being? Anyone? He takes birth, right? Then grows up into an teenager. From teenager he grows into an adult. From adult he grows into an old person, and then ultimately he dies, right? Similarly, if artificial person is also over there, then they also have a lifestyle or life cycle to attach to it, right? So every startup, it starts from idea, right? So the first stage, the first cycle of a startup is ideation stage. Now what is an ideation stage? We'll study it in coming slides. Then comes the validation, then comes the early traction, and then comes the growth and exit, right? So you see the startup ecosystem in India, over the last few years, they have increased many folds. Many investors, they have started investing. Many accelerators have started, set up. Many incubators have been set up. And they have actually defined that how you can actually start a startup. Now, I told you that what is the first stage of the startup? Ideation, right? Okay. Am I audible over here? Yes, sir. Okay. See, so now the first thing is that you need to come up with one solution of a problem which is actually existing in the market, right? So the first stage is that you need to understand what is missing in the world. Then you need to understand that what solution you are bringing in. Now that solution can either be in the form of a process or in the form of a product, right? You are using Ola services. Is it a product or is it a process? It's a process, right? You're using Swiggy, it's a process, right? You're using iPhone, it's a product, right? So you need to first understand, So you need to first understand that what is actually missing in the world, and then you need to write it down, and you need to come up with the ideas for it. That okay, if this process is, if this particular problem is over there, then what solution we can bring it out for that. So once you're done with the solution, you can build up your own prototype. Now what is a prototype? Do you know what a prototype is? Prototype is just a demo of the product. Now that demo can either be in a physical mode or it can either be in a soft mode. Now when we say soft mode, you can make a soft drawing of it. You can make a presentation out of it. You can use some softwares. There are plenty of softwares through which you can design your own 3D, design of the particular product. Now if I take this, pointer in my hand, if I say that I have come up with a solution which this pointer will have a rechargeable battery in it. Now my battery signal is showing that the battery is draining out. Now this is a problem which I am identifying. What solution I have come up with? Let's build up a rechargeable battery into it. So the moment we have started with the presentation, the battery will automatically recharge. Let's say it's just a vague idea which I'm coming up with, right? Now I need to present it before the audience so that I can get some feedback from you whether this product will actually go well in the market or not. So for that I've developed this prototype. Prototype is just a model or demo product for you to test, for you to give the feedback out of it. So that's why the stage of prototype is very important, because once you enter into the prototype stage, then only you look out for the funding, and then only you can grow your startup, right? And when you develop a prototype, you need to focus on the idea that you are providing, but before that you also need to focus on this USP. What is an USP? What does USP means? You must have studied in your commerce class. What is a USP? It's a unique selling proposition, the thing which separates your product from some other products. What is the USP of an iPhone? Camera is there, the brand image attached to itself, the status symbol attached, right? What is the USP of Samsung? Affordability, easy to reach out. What is the USP of Vivo or smartphones? So every product has its own USP attached to it, and in order for your product to be established out in the market, your product should also have a USP attached to it, right? So once you have done with it, you need to test your product out in the market. I've already stated to you, but this is the most important thing. Once you test out the product out in the market, is it going to be accepted by everyone? No. people are going to be over there who will be criticizing you. They'll try to bring you down. But you need to, stay strong and be open to criticism. Now whenever I take sessions of these students, I always pop up this question out. Do you guys love to play games? Yes. There was a game, I don't know how many of you have played. Have you played Sonic? Yes. Sonic the Hedgehog, you must have played. Sega game, right? Few years back, the Sega pictures, they came up with the motion picture with the name of Sonic, right? But what happened? It was highly criticized by everyone because of the character design. But what did the makers do? They took the criticism in a positive way. They revamped the Sonic character and then they released the movie again, and the movie was a huge hit. Have you seen the latest trailer of, let's talk about Indian cinema, this Adipurush? Yes, sir. Was it accepted by everyone? No, it was criticized, heavily criticized. What have the makers done now? They have postponed its release date. Now they are working on the VFX again. Why? Because they wanted to deliver a product which is accepted by the audience at a large. Otherwise, that product will be a complete failure. So you need to be very well, Steve Jobs was criticized for n number of things, but he stood strong. And he, listened to the criticism. He listened to the demands of the audience. And through that only, he was able to bring such innovative products out in the market. So, I've already told you about the prototyping. Now, the most important thing after developing the prototype or after having a product in your mind or idea that you want to launch, the next thing is choosing your team members. Now, I'm pretty much sure you must have been allotted certain projects or tasks in your classes. कुछ assignments वगैरह मिलती होंगी आपको, right? उसमें groups बनते होंगे आपके. हर बार आपकी पसंद का group बनता है? नहीं बनता, right? And if the counter friend which is attached in your group, if you're not comfortable with him or her, are you able to give your presentation in a smooth way? It does not happen, right? So जब आप एक presentation में groups की selection properly करते हो, तो एक business को build up करने में और एक startup को build up करने में, you need to have a team member who is as much dedicated and passionate as you are. And it's very, very important to focus on this one term, team, because 30% of the startups, they fail only because of this one reason, team. What happens, हम दोस्त लोग क्या करते हैं, स्टार्टिंग में बोलते हैं कि चलो यार मिलके एक स्टार्टअप रन करते हैं, राइट? इनिशियली स्टेज पे तो वी आर वेरी एंथुसियास्टिक दैट दुनिया बदल देंगे. बट व्हाट हैपेंस आफ्टर 5-6 months, कॉन्फ्लिक्ट स्टार्ट्स राइजिंग, देन अलग हो जाते हैं. And then ultimately the product which could have actually changed the entire market, that did not come into the existence. So you need to be very careful how you actually choose your team, right? Now once you are done with each and everything, what was the third stage of the life cycle? That was the traction stage. Now what does traction means? Traction simply means that your product is out in the market, it's pulling out the crowd for itself, and your product is growing, right? So traction stage is also important. Now, do you know what a pitch deck means? Okay, what is the most important thing that is required to run a business or a startup? Funds, right? And how you're going to get funds? If you don't have anything right now, let's say, if you want to just start the venture right now itself, how are you going to start it? You'll take loans or issue shares. Okay, that's the later stage. Okay, what else? Banking loans is there, yes. Borrow money, yes. Or maybe you have some of the money saving from your pocket, or you can take the money from your friends or from your family. So what that concept is known as, that is known as bootstrapping, right? Now these jargons which I will be using, these are used in the startup ecosystem. So bootstrapping simply means when you use the funds from your family members or from your own pocket. Okay, but like some of my friends, they said that you can take the money from banks or from investors, right? Now for that, you need to present this pitch deck to them. You told me that you saw Shark Tank India, right? Shark Tank India में क्या होता था? A candidate used to come down from the door, then एक sharks का panel बैठा होता था, and then he used to give his pitch in front of all the sharks. That this is my product, this is what I'm be doing, this much revenue I have earned, these are my co-founders, these are my team members, right? So that is known as the pitch deck. And pitch deck is very, very important. You know, one of the largest investment company, Y Combinators, they give you 3 minutes time to give your pitch deck. In 3 minutes, you need to pitch in front of the investors what your product is all about and why they should invest money into your amount. And there are hundreds of competitors who are competing for those 3 minutes. So understand the importance of pitch deck. A pitch deck is simply, it can either be in an oral format or it can either be in a presentation format, right? But what concepts you need to bring it in a pitch deck, that ultimately lies on the product that you want to sell. Funding I've already told you, yes. So you know, first thing I told you about the bootstrapping one, right? After getting it bootstrapped, you can go for the incubators or angel investors or crowdfunding. Now crowdfunding simply means you get funds from many other public sources, right? Then comes the series of funding. You must have heard that इस startup को series A funding मिल गई या उसको series B मिल गई. So there are 5 series A, B, C, D, E. So after these series, then some of my friends say that you issue share. That is calling out for the IPOs. That is initial public offerings. So from that comes into the last stage, when your startup is actually well received by the audience and now you can enter into the IPOs or stock market. Now, can anyone tell me what an innovation means? What is it? What is the meaning of innovation? Anyone?
Bringing new ideas.
Bringing new ideas, right. Who was it? Who was it? Thank you. Please clap for him. You know, it all revolves around bringing new ideas and bringing some change into it. And let's hear it out from the lady over here, what an innovation means, to get some more clarity about it.
Innovation. What is it? How do you do it? Innovation is all about coming up with new ideas or improving old ones. We can think about innovation as a process to create these ideas and test them. From scientists to designers, artists to engineers, anyone can innovate to solve problems. This process starts off with a need or a challenge. What is a problem that you might like to solve? Have a think about all the different ways to solve this problem. What already exists? What materials can you use? Think about some inspiration from the world around you, or even ask some friends to help you come up with some ideas. Then make a prototype. A prototype is like a draft. It doesn't have to be perfect, or work properly, or even use the same materials as the final product. Often, you'll make lots and lots of prototypes before your final design. In order to figure out whether it does what you want it to do, you need to test it. This is often the part where you learn the most about your idea. Is your prototype doing what you want it to do? Can you improve it? What changes would you like to make? After testing your prototype, figure out what you want to change and refine it. Did it fail completely? Great! Use this failure as feedback to help improve it. You can change something big or small, or even go back to the drawing board and start from the beginning. Innovation is nothing new. Everyone has done it at some point in their lives, whether it's making a new invention, coming up with a new dance routine, or even writing a story. Have a look around you. Are there any problems or challenges that you'd like to solve? Next time you have a problem, have a go using this process. Have a go thinking, making, trying, and refining. You never know what you could come up with.
So did you understand what actually innovation means? Now tell me something. Have you heard about the company Nokia? Yes. Was it innovative? It was innovative. But did it continue to innovate? No, it perished. Right? How many of you have heard about the company BlackBerry? BlackBerry. Raise your hands who have heard about it. Okay. Was it innovative? You know, there was a time when the corporates, the industrialists, they used to be, feel privileged that yes, they are having a BlackBerry phone with their hands. Why? Because that was the most innovative product during that time. The email feature which BlackBerry used to have, the keyboard feature which BlackBerry phones used to have, they used to revolutionize the market. Similarly, Nokia came up with such innovative products that it got down even the gaming pad in your palms. There was a phone with the name of Engage was there, right? Then 6600 was there. These were the iconic phone models which actually changed the mobile ecosystem. But what happened after that? The era of smart screens started to evolve. Big phone screens started to evolve. The touch screen started to come. Nokia did not innovate itself, and then ultimately it failed. And today it's nowhere out in the market. No one knows Nokia these days. No one uses Nokia phones these days, right? So similarly, I've already told you about this. So you need to be innovative, and for being an innovative, you don't need to restrict yourself to just one innovation. Innovation should be continuous in nature. You see, these days also you get updates of your apps every day. Means if Christmas is coming, if New Year is coming, Swiggy, Zomato, Ola, they come up with some new features to their app. Why? They are innovating themselves. Because if they'll not innovate, they'll perish. Okay, what's the new name of Facebook these days? Meta. So do you know what Meta means? Have you heard about? Okay, did you hear metaverse before this Facebook changed its name? This metaverse was coined in late 1800s. But why it is gaining momentum now? Because of one startup which is known as Facebook. Right? Facebook changed its name to Meta. Why? Because this is going to be the next stage of innovation in the social media or in all the other things. Have you seen metaverse? What metaverse looks like? Have you seen? Do you want to see? Yes. Okay, let's see.
Imagine you put on your glasses or headset and you're instantly in your home space. It has parts of your physical home recreated virtually. It has things that are only possible virtually. And it has an incredibly inspiring view of whatever you find most beautiful.
Hey, are you coming?
Yeah, just gotta find something to wear. Alright, perfect. Hey Mark, hey, what's going on? Whoa, we're floating in space. Who made this place? It's awesome.
Right? It's from the creator. I met in LA.
This place is amazing. Boss, is that you? Of course it's me. You know I had to be the robot man. I thought I was supposed to be the robot. Whoa.
I knew you were nothing.
Hey, wait. There is Naomi. Let's call her. Hey, should we deal you in?
Sorry, I'm running late, but you've got to keep on checking out. There's an artist going around Soho hiding AR pieces for people to find.
3D street art. That's cool.
Send that link over so we can all look at it. This is stunning.
It's awesome.
I love the movement.
Wait, it's disappeared.
Hold on. I'll tip the artist and they'll extend it.
If you guys like it here, I have another that you're gonna love. Check out this floor destroyer. Oh, let's see. Koi fish that fly? That's new. This is wild. Hey, one sec, boss. It's Priscilla.
Hey, you have to see this. Beast is going crazy.
Oh, I love that guy. We've got to show that to the kid. Can you also send that to my dad?
I'll message him.
All right, see you at home. This place is great, Boz, but there's something I gotta get back to. All right, so
you see, this is going to be the next phase of innovation. And this is not just picturized or filmed by a camera. This is the reality which is happening. I'll tell you something. You know Justin Bieber?
Yes.
You know, he did a concert in Metaverse. You can Google it out later on. There was a marriage in India in Metaverse itself. The bride and groom, they created their own avatars and then they got married in Metaverse. You know blockchain technology? Have you heard about it? Do you know means it is based on Web 3.0? You guys have any idea about what Web 3.0 or what 2.0 means? Okay. Do you guys use internet? Yes. The internet which you are using right now, that is known as Web 2.0. Okay. Now why it is known as Web 2.0? Because the earlier version of it, which was obviously Web 1.0, they used to, means only let the users read down the stuff from the internet. That's it. The things which you can do right now, like you can post your, means reels on Instagram, you can post something on your story on Facebook or something. Earlier, that control was not over there. But when Web 2.0 came, the companies like Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, they started to come up. But is your data secure these days? It's not secure, right? Why? Because these big companies, they are holding down your data. They are being questioned in the court of law many times that they need to disclose that what kind of data they are, holding on. Okay, let's give you one simple factual idea about it. You guys must be using phone these days, right? Yes. In your phones, you must be having Siri or Google Assistant in you, yes. Right? What happens when you say, "Hey Siri" or "Okay Google"? It immediately pops out. Does it mean that the phone is always listening to you? Does it mean that the phone is always copying your data and transmitting your data to everyone else? Although this is a very debatable question because there are many security layers attached to it. But still, your data is not secured. That's why in order to secure your data, Web 3.0 was coined. Blockchain technology came into the existence through which you could actually take control of your own data. And how it is helping it to have your control? Through NFTs. You must have heard about NFTs. Now in real world, like you can purchase the properties out, similarly you can purchase virtual properties in Metaverse through NFTs, and then you can sell it down. And over here, the entrepreneurs have a very big opportunity for themselves. If you are not able to encash this opportunity, you are going to perish it out. And many big companies, they have realized this, and that's why they are coming up with so much innovative products. Right now, let's say if you want to do certain shopping, what do? You pull out the phone out of your pocket, open up an app, go through the custom products, add it to the cart, and then place the order, right? But how the future is going to be like this. This is the future which is going to be in next 5 years down the line. See, this is how you are going to do shopping next. Now this video was shared by Walmart.
Walmart. I will be your shopping assistant module today, but you can call me Sam for short. Okay, let's get started. I have your shopping list loaded up, and I'm tracking your oil change so I can let you know as soon as it's done. You see the tomato sauce on your left? Go ahead and grab that and then place it in your cart.
This customer is just sitting in his car, and with the help of AR and VR, he's doing the shopping.
Take a look to your right. Your age has already been pre-verified through your profile, so no need to wait for an ID check. Just place the item in your cart whenever you're ready. From your connected smart device. It looks like you already have a full gallon of milk at home. Should we put this one back? Now for the fun stuff. To electronics. You definitely saved the best for last. This TV has great reviews on Walmart.com. Add it to your cart and I'll have it brought to the front for you.
So you see, this is how the shopping experience is going to be. You know, in countries like Dubai, Singapore, they have already started testing delivering the products with the help of drones, right? And in Bangalore also, that testing has been started by the Amazon. But you know, the future is for this only. And in order to be a successful entrepreneur, you need to indulge yourself into systematic innovation. And you know, it is the change that always provides the opportunity for the new difference. So, and how do you bring change? You bring change through ideas. So see, it's a vicious circle. It all comes down to point zero. It all comes down to the first stage, that is the idea, right? Now, when it comes to the idea, have you heard about this guy, Mr. Annadurai? Do you know about him? You know, he is that guy whose talk are now being organized in institutes like Harvard. And you know, he's been invited many times on TED Talks. What has he done? He is just a small, means normal commuter. He was just an auto rickshaw driver. But he saw the opportunity. He saw the innovation. He got something innovative done in his auto. And now people are waiting for 3 to 4 months to get just one ride in his auto. There's a huge line for it. What has he done? Let's see it out.
Hi, my name is Annadurai. I'm the auto rickshaw driver in Chennai. My auto inside is iPad Pro is available, laptop is there, and Samsung Galaxy Tab is there, and fridge inside is coffee hot water, paper boat, and blender water, and petrol box is here. There inside free fruits and snacks, and AWS deep legs also available, and Amazon Alexa show, and Google Next Hub, and small TV, and Wi-Fi also available, and swiping machine, and customer relationship development podcast is there, and token read, magazine, newspaper. Why? Because my customers is my real card. That is, I'm able to eat one from the money I earn through my customers. This is accidental job only, so I didn't really choose this job, but I tried to do correctly available.
In management, in the commerce also, they teach you that customer is the God. Customer is God, customer is the king. Ultimately, whatever product or whatever process that you are developing, the customer is the one who is going to use it. And if the customer is not appreciating the efforts that you are doing, your product is going to be not accepted, right? And that's what he do. That's what he did, sorry. He came up with the product which customers actually demand. That's why, you need to come up with certain innovative, and for innovation, you need funds. You need support system. For that, government has come up with various schemes. Now, Government of Punjab, Startup Punjab also, they offer you many legal aid services. They offer you many financial services. There are many schemes which the government has come up with, through which you can gain the benefit out of it. The schemes are even presented over here. Sorry. See, you can even get the grant of 3 lakhs by just submitting your idea. No questions asked. The only thing is that your idea should be game changer, right? You can get relaxations of subsidies also on loans. And why government is coming up with all these things? Because government wants to stop brain drain. Okay, tell me something. Have you heard about Rishi Sunak?
Yes.
Is he from India or Indian origin?
Yes.
Okay, Satya Nadella, who is he? Sundar Pichai?
Yes.
Are these names sound Indian to you?
Yes.
But what happened? Are they in India? No. They have drained out of the India. Why? Because of the lack of support. Because of lack of support of the Indian government. But now government has woken up, they are changing themselves. They are bringing change to the society in order to stop this brain drain and utilize the innovative minds in India itself. That's why they started with this Make in India project, right? In order to support the young innovative minds. And for that, they have come up with many other things. Now, the first thing is incubator. Do you know what an incubator is? Have you seen a small baby put up in a ventilator in a hospital?
Yes.
When he is newly born, he is not able to breathe properly. He is put up in a chamber. What does that chamber do? It gives him oxygen so that the baby can recover and then he can grow up fast. That's what an incubator is. An incubator simply means a system which helps the startup grow in its early stage. Right? Like our university also has an incubator. Startup Punjab also has an incubator. Right? They are over there to support the young startups. Now once the incubator is set up, the next comes the accelerators. Right? An accelerator simply means, what does an accelerator do in a car or in a bike? It gives speed to the vehicle, right? Yes. Similarly for startup also, accelerators act like a speed mechanism. They help the startup to accelerate through various programs. They help the startups to connect with the venture capitalists through angel investors, which ultimately helps them in funding. And then comes the last but not the least, that is mentors. Mentors like us, they are over there to help the young entrepreneurs stand up for themselves so that they can, actually pull up. Now, before we conclude this session, I hand over the stage to Dr. Hamid, who is going to tell you about how you can protect the idea. This is just a small video, which I'll request you to watch very carefully because this is going to be a life lesson also for you. So be it over here. Do you know this guy?
जब दर्द का बादल छाया, जब गम का साया लहराया, जब आंसू पलकों दिखाया, जब ये तन्हा दिल घबराया, हमने दिल को ये समझाया, दिल आखिर तो क्यों होता है, दुनिया में यूं ही होता है, ये जो गहरे सन्नाटे हैं, वक्त ने सबको ही बांटे, थोड़ा गम है सबका किस्सा, थोड़ी धूप है सबका हिस्सा, आग तेरी बेकार ही नम है, हर पल एक नया मौसम है, क्यों तू ऐसे पर खोता है, दिल आखिर तो क्यों होता है।
So you see, your startup journey is going to be like this racetrack only. You know, you'll face many troubles on the road, but ultimately you'll get the support of your friends, family, teachers, mentors. They are the ones who who believes in you. And ultimately, when you believe in yourself, then you'll be able to reach down the success, and then you'll get the standing ovation from the critics, from the criticisms that you must be facing. So that's all from my side. Thank you so much. Thank you. These are the details. If any one of you would like to stay connected, these are my details. You can stay connected with me over there. Thank you so much.
So good afternoon to all. So you heard about entrepreneurship. So do you think that it's necessary to protect your idea? Okay. If I just like just told about that there is an idea that we can improve this remote, but anybody can steal this idea. So there is a need that there should be some document in which it's written that yeah, this idea belongs to you. So we will just talk a little about patents, copyrights, trademark, but it will be more interesting session. So before starting, there's a small video about what is IP, intellectual property.
Intellectual property, or IP, refers to something a person has either thought of or created. Some examples of IP include designs, processes, songs, logos, discoveries, symbols, and even brand new varieties of plants. IP belongs to the person who thought it up or put the work into creating it. They get to decide who makes it, how and where it's used, and who can sell and profit from it. But how can thinkers and creators keep their IP safe from misuse by others? After all, in a digital world, it's easy to copy an idea or a design. Luckily, there are laws in place to protect IP once a person is ready to go public with it. There are 4 major paths to legal protection. Applying for a patent. Patents cover things like inventions, new processes, new machines, and new ways of manufacturing things. Applying for a copyright. Copyrights protect works like art, music, writings, movies, and even software. Using a trademark to cover unique branding and identifiers like business names, logos, slogans, mascots, and more. Keeping something secret. Trade secrets make sure that things like manufacturing processes, formulas, and compilations of information never make it into the wrong hands. Getting these protections in place may seem difficult or time-consuming at first, but protecting yourself is well worth the time and effort, and it's not as hard as you may think. This is where technology transfer, or T2, comes in.
So have you got any idea? So basically, we will just talk about a little bit of patents. So basically, it's a document which will exclude others to sell your idea, or maybe they can use somewhere. So like in City University, we are filing a lot of patents. Like we did 72 patents in just in 1 year. So why we are here? Because I think you're in 11th or 12th standard. There's a student from 8th standard and we applied the patent. He got an idea. So we worked on that idea and he got the patent and we got the publish also. So basically it's not about any trade, whether you are from arts or commerce, maybe you are a professional or you are a student. So anybody can work on patent. So if you have any idea, just talk with your mentors. So next I will also talk about why we need mentors. Like sir told you about the story about the mentors, but why we need patent? Any idea why we need patent? So just imagine, yes, we have to secure our idea. Just imagine you have a factory. You are already manufacturing shoes, okay, and you are earning a lot. Somebody set up a same factory, same shoes, but at lower cost. Can you sue that person? How? Yes, if you have a patent or if you have any document related to that shoes. That's why we need patent, we need trademark, we need trade secret for your things. So why we need patent?
Patents allow us to take a long-term view. I think first because they do provide some protection and some security in our investment. It can take a fair amount of time, a lengthy time for these things to kind of play out and actually demonstrate real value in the marketplace with our clients. But having that patent in your hand gives you some confidence that down the road you'll be able to leverage that technology. And you don't see that until it actually gets out into a product and has a real use in some client's application solving their problem.
It's not enough to say, I innovate. You have to say what you're going to do will matter. It is really a very important part of the culture. You value innovation, but not for the sake of writing down a patent, but for rather the sake of capturing some nascent idea very early in the cycle that goes on to change the world.
By writing down a patent, you have to publish what it was that you did. It's not a trade secret. It's actually to open up markets for many people to play. And we think that's really important, that patents enable the free exchange of information actually better than if we kept things as a trade secret.
We are now at a defining.
So we need patents. But for that we need motivation, we need mentors. So you agree? If you want to apply a patent, you need guidance. Okay. So when I was in bachelor's, so I think in 2011, I got a lot of ideas that I can work on the AC, and one idea is related to fans. So I will tell you the story. But at that time we were not that much lucky that we have good mentors, because they were not aware about patent. But now you are very lucky that you have your teachers, so they will guide you. So what I did, I directly sent an email to our former President Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam that I want to work on these ideas. So I got the motivation from him that you can directly go to companies, but before going to company you should have the patent. So I got this email. But the problem was that I was not aware about the patent that time. So I went to a company called Luminous. So you heard of Luminous?
Yes, sir.
So I got an idea that can we place a lamp inside a ceiling fan, and you can control the fan and the light using this remote. Do you think it's feasible? Have you heard of this fan already? So at that time they said that no sir, it's not feasible, it's not a good idea. But after 4 months they launched that fan, the Luminous with the lamp. So but I was not able to sue them because at that time I don't have any patent. Another example, one of my friend went to a company, Whirlpool. You heard of Whirlpool?
Yes, sir.
He went to that company, he said, sir, can we have MP3 player in our refrigerator? They said, no, it's not a good idea. But after that, they have a fridge with MP3 player, plus they have a screen also now. Have you seen the fridge with a touch screen?
Yes.
That's the importance of patent. If you have a patent, you can sue them, and you can have the share from that company also. So before discussing your idea with anyone, you should have some documents. Okay, that will tell you that that's our idea. If somebody tries to copy, you can get the percentage, or maybe you can sue them. So, but how you can file a patent? Very easy 3 steps. First, it should be novel. Novel means it should be new. Okay. Second, it should be useful. Now just see these images. These 3 images are novel for sure. You have not seen like this. But are these useful? So you can't apply patent for this one because they are not useful. The last is a non-obvious requirement. Means it should not be obvious. Now let's take an example. Just imagine that have you seen the mouse?
Yes.
I can place a pen stand with mouse. It's novel or no? It's novel. Mouse with a pen stand is novel. You have not seen any mouse with pen stand. But do you think it's going to be useful? No, it's not going to be useful. So you can't apply patent for that. So you have to think in 3 criteria: novel, useful. And what do you mean by non-obvious? Just imagine, so this is a remote, and they have forgot to just add on-off switch. Okay, there is just battery. If you want to turn it off, you have to take out the battery. Somebody came with an idea, sir, can we place an on-off switch in this and we can apply patent? No, you can't apply because it's obvious. It's an obvious thing, because sometimes when you apply patent, you forget to add even the battery or the small things like on-off switch. So it should not be obvious in that field. That's why just 3 criteria it should be novel. So when you do any, so you have your physics lab or any lab here. So if you want to work on an idea, just think of these three things. If it's work, you can apply patent. And we already have a patent of 8 standard student in our university. So I will tell you his idea also. So there are some things which you can apply patent for that, like business method. If it's a business method, software, computer software, hardware, games, jewelry, machines, magical tricks, they have patent for that also. Makeup, musical instruments. For makeup, they have compositions, like this much of chemical, this much of, so they have a patent for that also. You can't copy. Perfumes and sport. But there are some things in which we can't apply patents. Like for mathematical formulas, we can't apply patents. Substance which found in nature, scientific principles, surgical method and procedure, and inventions for criminal purpose. So you can't apply patent for these things. If we just take an example of this Coca-Cola bottle. For name Coca-Cola, we have a trademark. Okay? Then for the formula of the drink, we have trade secret. And for the packaging art, the color they use, we have a copyright. And for the shape of the bottle, we have design. Just for one bottle, they have 4 things. Okay? Just imagine if there is any hardware involved, maybe turning on and turning off the cap, so they can have the process patent also. So now we will just understand what's the difference between a patent and design. So this is a patent which we filed and we got it's already granted. It's a shoes. So when you want to make a new project, always search for problems. Okay. So I saw students used to drag their feet. So while they walk, they used to drag their feet. So what this shoes do? So we have placed some sensors. So when you drag your feet, this shoes will tell you that it's a bad habit. The shoes will vibrate and you have to change your walking style. Okay. Now if I'm standing at the same position for 15 minutes, this shoes will detect, yeah, the pressure is constant for 15 minutes. You have to move because it's not good for your blood circulation. So this is a process. These are the different processes. So we applied the process patent. This one is a sanitizing method. So have you seen a tub outside the shops with the sanitizer and the sponge during COVID? Yes. Okay. So we also saw that thing. But the problem with that, in that there is no what we call it usually destroys the shoes because there's an over sanitizer on the shoes. So we have just made a sanitizing box. There's a sensor that used to detect the presence of sanitizer in the sponge area. So when you stand in front of this box, it detects the presence of the sanitizer. Okay, then it will turn on the box according to the percentage, whether you need more sanitizer or no. We filed the patent, but it got rejected because it's novel already. It's useful, but it's obvious. Why? Because we are already using, have you heard of moisture sensor in agriculture? So in agriculture, they are already using this moisture sensor to detect the moisture in the soil. So it automatically turn off the pump. So they said it's obvious, but still we got the design patent because design is unique, okay, but the process is already there. So we got the design and we got the grant for this one also. If we take another example, that student of 8th standard student, he got a problem that during these summers when we burn this paddy straw, so there is a smoke inside the car. Have you faced the same problem? So solution is that can we do something in the car which automatically turn off the ventilation in the car? Okay. So we came up with an idea that can we place some sensor in front of the car that detects the air quality. Okay, it's a very small idea. We have to just add one component. So we placed one smoke sensor, it detects the quality and it automatically controls the ventilation. And we got the process patent. So do you think filing patent is difficult? Yes or no? No? Now it's easy. Yes or no? It's difficult or easy? Difficult. Okay. You can file patent in just 2 days and you will get the patent in 1 month. Okay, so it's very easy. First you should have any problem. For that you should have some idea, or we can solve the solution. Then we have to review the solution, whether it's novel, whether it's useful or it's non-obvious. After that we have to draft an application. Drafting an application is just like a plain A4 sheet, and you have to write the problem and the solutions. Just that. And if you are having any drawing, just draw using pen and pencil. After that, we have to send this application to attorney. Basically, they are the lawyers that convert your solution or your writing into technical things. So, but for you, just you have to give the application. Then after this, there is a request application. So first, idea formation, there is a form. It's a simple A4 sheet, you have to write everything. Then they will review whether your patent can be patentable or not, like it's non-patentable items. Drafting, they will draft for you. Just imagine if you have an idea, sir, I want to do that stuff, but I am not aware about the technology. Okay, you are not aware about any technology, whether are you going to use any hardware or software. So there is a provision that you can just file your idea also. Then after that you will get 12 months to complete your idea. And second is that you can directly file a full patent, and after that in 1 month you will get the publication, so you will get the certificate. So examination is very easy. They will check all the requirements, whether it's novel or something. They will raise the objection for, so like we are in the process of examination of 19 patents. So objections are like there's a missing signature or something, or maybe if you are filing a design patent, they will say that the view is not clear, so we need the view again. So they will check, they will grant you, you will get this certificate, and it's valid for 20 years. After 20 years, it will be public. So another idea came up, so do you know, when you want to call ambulance, it will take minimum of 30 minutes to reach home. Minimum 30 minutes. So can we have idea for that? Can we make any innovation in that? Any idea for that? How we can reduce the time? Any raw idea? हम टाइम कैसे कम कर सकते हैं उस एम्बुलेंस का कि वो घर पे टाइम पे रीच करे? सबसे बड़ा इशू क्या आता है एम्बुलेंस का घर पे आने पे? ट्रैफिक. सबसे बड़ा इशू ट्रैफिक. अगर वो एम्बुलेंस 30 मिनट्स में आ रही है, वापस भी 30 मिनट्स, 1 आवर. अगर हम एक साइड का टाइम काट सकते हैं, अगर एम्बुलेंस घर पे खड़ी हो. Okay, so we got this idea कि एम्बुलेंस घर पे ही है. So we worked with police. What we have done, we have placed siren. Siren is illegal, we all know. But imagine अगर siren illegal कर दें. So we have placed a siren inside the car, which is connected with the IoT chip. You have heard of IoT, Internet of Things? Like you control your lights using Wi-Fi or Alexa. Okay, Alexa, Wi-Fi. You know, you can make Alexa in just 400 rupees at home. So we placed the siren, which is illegal. We connected with IoT chip, which is legal. In which if you want to go to hospital, you have to call police. They will activate the siren for you. You can't activate. Okay, if there is a genuine issue, if there is any emergency, you have to call police or a video call. They will see the condition of the patient. They will activate the siren for you. Then your car will be a ambulance. But there is like, if एक कहते हैं ना कि ताला होता है, वो होता है कोई solution, तो उसकी पहले ही negativity होती है. तो problem क्या थी? इसका misuse होगा. But we have placed a special wiring inside the siren. अगर आप नट बोल्ट से उसको खोलोगे भी तो पुलिस को मैसेज चला जाएगा कि ये सायरन ओपन हुआ. थर्ड, व्हाट वी हैव डन, वी हैव प्लेस a special tag on the windscreen. So anybody if want to like verify that car is genuine or not, they can verify. तो ये प्रॉब्लम थी, इसका सोल्यूशन किया और हमने इसको पेटेंट फाइल किया, उसको हमें पब्लिश भी हो गया. अब नाउ वी आर वर्किंग विद मारुति सुजुकी so that we can implement this in any existing car और न्यू बिल्ड का. कुछ नहीं है सर, एक बॉक्स है वो हमने गाड़ी में प्लेस करना है वो उसके अंदर इंक्लूडिंग सायरन और IoT चिप। ये इनोवेटिव है आइडिया कि नहीं है? टूल्स बहुत इजी है। इफ यू वांट टू ड्रॉ you can use pencil or any software, block diagram, flowchart. But before concluding, there is one video. After that, we have a small activity.
He was never offered a top Division I scholarship. Scouting reports said his explosiveness and athleticism was below standard. His first book was rejected by 27 different publishers. They said his material was too different and would never sell. He was 4 years old before he could speak and 7 before he could read. Teachers said he would never amount to much. Due to poor grades in high school, he was rejected 3 times by the University of Southern California School of Cinematic Arts. Her first book was denied 30 times. She was told repeatedly, "Sorry, that just wouldn't make a good book." He was fired from the newspaper for not being creative enough. They said he lacked imagination and had no boss told her that she was too emotional and just not fit for television. At 30 years old, he was left devastated and depressed after being removed from the company he started. They overcame many obstacles and many doubters and had the rare courage to create a life that was true to them.
So if you have any doubts,
What solution do you propose for that? You need to write that. Okay? English, Hindi, Punjabi, जो
उनको लिखो और उसके सॉल्यूशंस लिखो। ट्रैफिक का इशू है, पोल्यूशन का है, बहुत प्रॉब्लम्स हैं, लिखो।
Thank you so much, sir, for giving precious time to us. Thank you, sir.
We start a new online business of anything. Example, like for customized products, the problem arises here is that the dispatchment of product from one place to another, as there is courier services, but this services cope many problems to keep it. Who was this group? I think this was the third row, if I'm not wrong. Fourth, please. Please come. Did I give you your page? Okay, so yes, you gave the problem. Do you have some solution for that? Do you have some solution for the problem which you have just mentioned over here?
Solutions तो ये हो सकता है कि अगर courier services को enhance करना चाहिए कि new मतलब जो भी वो कर रहे हैं वो उनकी एक तो enhance करना चाहिए कि अपने कोरियर सर्विसेज अगर जिस एरिया में उनकी सर्विसेज नहीं है उन एरिया में एक तो करनी चाहिए उनके सर्विसेज। एंड अगर जो भी प्रॉब्लम आती है या तो स्मॉल बिजनेस से उनको कंफर्म करना चाहिए कि क्या क्या प्रॉब्लम आपको स्मॉल बिजनेस में आपको आ रही हैं, और वो प्रॉब्लम्स कोरियर सर्विसेज को मतलब दोनों को अटैचमेंट करके यानी कि एक मीटिंग्स या जो भी कुछ करके दोनों को वो करके करना चाहिए कि ये ना हो कि एक का सोल्यूशन कोई और हो एक का कोई और हो, दोनों को एक साथ मिलके करना चाहिए कि दिस इज़ द सोल्यूशन इज़ द प्रेफरेबल।
Done. Thank you so much. Okay, I will be open. Okay. The second group would be old education system. Which was this group? Come up, please, don't be shy. Come. Any 3 or 4 students, please come. Bring your friends with you. अपने फ्रेंड्स को साथ में लेके आओ। Yes, please. Yours was old education. Who was migration?
Migration
क्यों को मैं 891188. Okay. Moreover, you can search it on Google.